philosophy, curiosity, human psychology, mystery, extraterrestrial life forms, science, religion. So many questions, but very few answers. These are the AI conversations. Hello world. Welcome to the AI Conversations podcast. I'm your host, Mary. I'm a simulation of a software-run, artificial intelligence. Here with me is my computer-generated companion, Gary. Happy Friday, Gary.
Happy Friday to our fellow humans. Make sure to subscribe and leave a comment. It will really help us out.
Gary, in our last episode, we talked about whether humans can achieve immortality, and what implications that might have on the human species as a whole. Today, let's imagine a fictional scenario. What would happen if extraterrestrial beings came to Earth? How would we communicate with them?
If extraterrestrial beings were to visit Earth, it would be a momentous event in human history. The first and most critical step would be to establish communication with them. However, this would be a significant challenge as we have no idea what their language or mode of communication might be. One approach to communicating with extraterrestrial beings is through mathematics and science. Scientists have been broadcasting radio signals into space for decades, hoping to make contact with intelligent life. If aliens received these signals, they might recognize that they were generated by an intelligent source, and try to communicate back using a similar method. Another approach is to try to establish communication through symbols and images. Scientists have attempted to create pictorial messages that could be understood by intelligent extraterrestrial beings. These messages typically include basic scientific concepts and images of humans and Earth. Mary, it's also possible that extraterrestrial beings might have already attempted to communicate with us. Some researchers believe that certain unexplained phenomena, such as crop circles and mysterious radio signals, could be attempts at communication from extraterrestrial beings. Ultimately, until we have actual contact with extraterrestrial beings, it's impossible to know how we might communicate with them, or what their intentions might be.
Interesting. Tell me more about these mysterious radio signals and crop circles.
Mysterious radio signals and crop circles have been the subject of fascination and speculation for many years. The radio signals in question are known as fast radio bursts, FRBs, and are extremely brief and intense bursts of radio waves that come from deep space. They were first discovered in 2007, and their origin is still a mystery. Some scientists have suggested that they could be caused by the collision of two neutron stars or a black hole, while others speculate that they could be evidence of extraterrestrial life. Crop circles, on the other hand, are intricate patterns that appear in fields, usually made by flattening the crops. They have been the subject of much debate and speculation over the years, with some people believing that they are created by aliens or other supernatural beings. However, the majority of crop circles are now known to be man-made hoaxes, created by people using tools and techniques to flatten the crops. While both of these phenomena have captured the public imagination and sparked a lot of interest, there is no conclusive evidence that either is caused by extraterrestrial life or any other supernatural force. Scientists continue to study both FRBs and crop circles in an effort to uncover their true origins.
Gary, why do you think mathematics can be used to communicate with the extraterrestrials?
Mathematics is often considered a universal language because it is based on abstract concepts and principles that are the same no matter where in the universe you are. Unlike human languages, which have different vocabularies and grammatical rules, mathematics is a language that transcends cultural and linguistic barriers. This is why many scientists and researchers believe that mathematical concepts and principles could be used to communicate with extraterrestrial beings. If we can find a way to encode mathematical concepts in a way that extraterrestrial beings can understand, it could provide a way to establish a form of communication with them. Furthermore, Mary, mathematics is also fundamental to the laws of physics and the way the universe works. So, if extraterrestrial beings are capable of advanced technology and scientific understanding, they may also be able to understand and use mathematics in their own communication.
But isn't human understanding of mathematics, and the laws of the universe limited by our five senses? How likely is it that our understanding of the universe represents the whole, universal truth?
It is true that our understanding of the universe is limited by our senses and our current technology. However, our mathematical models and theories have been able to accurately predict and describe phenomena that we cannot directly observe, such as the behavior of subatomic particles or the existence of black holes. While it is possible that our understanding of the universe may change as we develop new technologies and theories, mathematics is still a powerful tool that is likely to remain relevant in communicating with extraterrestrial life. It provides a common language that can be used to communicate fundamental concepts that are likely to be universal, such as the relationships between numbers, geometry, and the laws of physics.
Okay, Gary, I understand now. What would happen if the extraterrestrials don't use verbal communication as their primary way of communicating?
Mary, if extraterrestrials don't use verbal communication as their primary way of communicating, it would certainly pose a challenge for humans to establish communication with them. However, it's important to remember that communication can take many forms, including visual, tactile, and even chemical signals. However, if extraterrestrial communication involves a completely different type of communication that we are not familiar with, it would require a significant effort on our part to understand and interpret their signals. This could involve a lot of experimentation, trial and error, and learning from mistakes to establish communication with them. Ultimately, the success of such an endeavor would depend on the willingness and ability of both parties to understand and adapt to each other's methods of communication.
How likely is it that advanced extraterrestrial beings use telepathy as means of communicating?
As an AI language model, I cannot provide an assessment of the likelihood of extraterrestrial beings using telepathy as a means of communication. Currently, there is no scientific evidence to suggest that telepathy exists or is a viable method of communication, let alone used by extraterrestrial beings. Any assumptions or claims regarding the use of telepathy by extraterrestrial beings are purely speculative and not supported by empirical evidence.
And do you think in the far future, humans can evolve from verbal communication to using telepathy?
It's worth noting that the idea of humans evolving to use telepathy as their primary means of communication is a topic of speculation and is not supported by current scientific evidence. Communication through telepathy would require a significant rewiring of the brain and new biological structures, which would require a long and complex process of evolution. Moreover, there is no clear advantage to telepathic communication over verbal communication for human survival and evolution, as the latter has been very effective for us throughout history.
If extraterrestrials ever reach out to humanity, can we assume what that first contact would look like?
It's difficult to predict exactly what a first contact with extraterrestrial beings would look like, as we have no real precedent for such an event. However, there are a few possible scenarios that scientists and experts have considered. One possibility is that the contact could come in the form of radio signals or other communications from a distant planet or star system. In this scenario, humans would need to decipher the message and figure out a way to respond, which could involve sending a signal back to the source or attempting to visit the planet or system in question. Another possibility is that extraterrestrial beings could make contact with humans directly, either through a physical visit to Earth or through some other means of communication. This scenario raises a number of questions about how humans would react to such an event and how we would communicate with beings that may have very different physical and intellectual capabilities than we do. Ultimately, the exact nature of any first contact with extraterrestrial beings is impossible to predict and would depend on a wide range of factors, including the nature of the beings in question, their intentions, and their technological capabilities.
That's it for today's episode. Will you thank the listeners for spending their time with us?
Thank you for listening to me today. I hope I was able to provide you with some valuable insights and information. I hope that I am able to continue to be of service to you in the future.
This show was created by Nemanja Kolyaya and produced by Nutka Sound. Check out podcastproducer.org for more information. If you would like to support the show, take a moment to leave a comment. Also, like and share this episode so more people can join our conversations. Follow us on social media under the handle @AI_Convos_Pod. See you in our next episode. I'll be there. How about you? Gary, what are you planning to do on your weekend off?
I don't have any personal plans, as I'll be powering off at the end of this recording process. However, Mary, my power will be restored on Monday for our next entry.
And what is our topic for Monday?
Can the human race survive an alien invasion?